Bonjour!
Hello!
We're back after a nearly 3-month break without any RC action. And we've got our airboat build off.
Oh.
Right, come on in, let's start.
Right, hello and welcome to MMPRC. We are doing something slightly different today and we've challenged each other to build an airboat. So they're undercover, so we haven't seen each other's yet. When we decided to do this, we both scurried off to our respective secret layers and this happened.
Hello and welcome to part 1 of my airboat build. Now Paul and I were talking when we were out with the regular boats and thinking it'd be really cool to have something with all our spare bits laying around to whiz about on a bit of wet grass or the edge of a lake and just have a laugh with. So knowing him, he's probably in his lab coat with his whiteboard working out drag coefficients and how many kVs he needs for what motor. But mine's going to be much more Blue Peter. So this is all I've got to start me off. Couple of pine corner shelves that I never used. A bit of wood. Some genuine carbon fibre effects plastic. An ESC servo and motor from a Quantum Flux, a battery tray from a Quantum Flux, a spare receiver I had laying around, and a prop, and a kid's old boogie board for the hull. Basic, but that's my idea. Now, I've used no calculator, no maths, no drawings. All I did was look up an existing model which uses this prop. I didn't even look at what kV the motor is to work out how fast it's going to spin, because all I have is this motor. So it's going to spin how it spins. But this is from a Probo Aero Trooper, and using this to provide the thrust. The model is 25 by 10 inches, because it's in American units. I don't know if you can see here, but that's that big. So I've cut this down to size. Yeah, so all I know is that that can power a model of that size, which weighs about 2.5 kilos. Make the rest up as we go along. Let's strip this down and get started.
Back in my secret workshop, I need to build an airboat that's going to be better than Mike's airboat. To the drawing board. Super secret airboat looks like a propeller, a motor, something to hold the motor up, something to float it on, and a rudder. That should be enough. What size is it going to be? It's the next thing, to work out what size we're going to have it. So I know roughly what it's going to look like. I'm going to need some stuff. Got a motor, servo, speed controls, there's a receiver. So there's an electronic bits worked out. So I've done a little bit of looking, so I'm going to buy a 9-inch propeller to go on that motor. 9 inches is just under 23 centimetres for anyone speaking English. I've got a 9-inch propeller. It needs to be 9 inches wide, I suppose, doesn't it? Size, that's quite big. If you can stand on the side of the camera. So that's going to be 20 inches long, which is 51 centimetres, and it's going to be 9 inches wide, which is 23 centimetres. There. Oh, I'm out of breath from that sanding, but there we go, a couple of matching bits of curvy wood. I do wonder if it needs to be flatter for longer and a sharp edge at the end, but again, I don't know. So these need to be 9 inches apart, I should last about that part. So about that size. We pulled along like that. That's a wood dust cough, not COVID cough. No, pretty good. It's pretty good. Some basic boat shape.
Okay, so this section here is going to be my hull. All this is scrap. You're supposed to cut this with a hot knife. Again, not something I've got, so I'll try a few different bits on this big offcut and see how it works. Ignore that, it's off centre. So yeah, we're going to try cutting this. It's got two layers. It's got a squishy layer on the top, which I guess your feet go, then this sort of harder, more useful layer on the bottom. So yeah, this might look a bit scraggy, but it's going to get cut off anyway. So let's make a big mess. Well, that was like the messiest thing I've ever done, and unfortunately we've had a big old fail. Nothing to do with my method of cutting, but as you can see, it's like a friggin' pita bread. It's hollow. Why'd it be hollow? It's fine all the way up to there. So I need to, like, I don't know. It's gonna be really short. I don't know if it'd be buoyant enough. There's nothing I can do. I'm gonna have to cut it there. Well, that sucks, but it just goes to show you never know what's going on. Like, you buy something like solid object like that and cut it open, and inside it's just a big air bubble. And look at all this mess I've got to clean up now. So back to the drawing board, which I don't have. Maybe that's what Paul's doing right.
So we have our drawing board.
Well, the foam was a total failure, but we're going for round 2, and I'm so excited that I've got wood. Giggity. So yeah, selection of super light balsa wood, not measured, just sort of done by eye because I forgot to take a tape measure. Got no idea what I'm doing. I've got no carpentry skills, so let's just see what I can come up with. I have a rectangle. It's a start. I am not enjoying this. This is why I wanted to go with foam. I have no woodwork skills and I have one clamp, so trying to keep things level and glue them up and that is an absolute mission. Anyway, and then this probably isn't going to work, but I'm trying to avoid having like loads of linkages and levers, so I'm just trying to bond on a bracket that can go straight to a servo horn and literally just wiggle on the servo horn. Sort of keep it simple, but I imagine the force of the air pushing on there is going to just unglue that straight away. But I don't know. I want to screw it as well, so we'll see. But yeah, this is just, it kept like not gluing in certain spots. I don't know. We'll see. Jack stand bits, car cleaning stuff. Oh, what a mess. So here's my mess at the end of day 1. I have a feeling I might be able to redeem myself with this. It looks so crap at the minute. I've got it sitting on here because it's a flat surface, which I don't actually have many of in this garage. Gluing up. It has got some screws in to hold it together because I've got no clamps, but they will be coming out, as you can see, sticking out. So yeah, sort of end of day 1, looking very Blue Peter school project. Rough edges, screws, like teenagers' bed sheets, but I'll see what we can do with it. Okay, so I've been sanding down. We've finally now got some actual shape to things, which is kind of cool. Oh, the light's gone all weird. But yeah, so sanded down. I'm going to remove those screws, fill that. Bit more sanding. Sorry about the light. The lights in my garage make it flicker. And then, yeah, a bit of filler in some of the holes and start bolting some electrics on.
Some a little bit of curve on the front there, but I'm not sure there's too much I can do about that with that, so I'll sort that out afterwards. So that's that bit of sanding done. I've got a chamfer on this edge, so I've got room to move it. I've made 2 slots in there. On the back of this piece I've made 2 little slots, and these are the hinges. It's got the box, so these just bend, little bits of plastic. And what happens is they will glue into those bits. Glue into there, and then that bit will swallow it. And we have a runner. Hopefully it's big enough and moves enough. So now we've technically got a working rudder. I don't quite know what to do next. Motor mount there, that's there. I need to trim these bits down to make that look nice, and then we need to build some kind of, I guess I need a bit of a framework and a deck, and then somewhere to put the servo will be next.
Got a bit of paint on it now. A weird sunset effect going on. Well, I wish I'd got that on video, but we just plugged it in to centre the servo and also see how much thrust the prop made. But I don't know what I did, but basically the prop flew off at like full speed, and as it did, it gouged its way through there. So we got some new prop battle scars, and luckily these were a 2-pack because I'm already missing 2 ends from the props. So yeah, fail. Right, we're plugged in. I nearly killed my mate. Technically, with this spinning clockwise, the nut shouldn't undo. I think when it started up, it span the other way and caused danger. So steering, throttle. That needs work. I really should have got that on video, but that's over here. That's a bit broken, and the motor's over there. So yeah, Mark II spar is needed. So after the big explosion, we've now fitted some genuine carbon fibre effect plastic and 2 lots of nut and bolts to prevent them, because what happened was, from what we can gather, the screws, which were only a temporary measure, backed out, and that sort of fell off and then everything nuked. So Mark II. But the prop adapter thing, this, it just gets squeezed together on a motor shaft. It doesn't have like a flat, and that's a little bit cracked as well because that got splayed. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Right, I got my mate Gaz here, and we're genuinely terrified at the minute because this has nearly taken our eyes out about 4 times. So here we go again with, there's the steering. Here we go again with now fake carbon fibre, and we're going for right, okay, we're going for throttle test. Look, it blows my flag, and this is quite a heavy rut. Right, okay. Now, so with that working, this is quite a low friction surface. Let's see if it actually moves along the surface. Yeah! So I went super safe with the steering and attached it directly to the servo horn. It does mean that that way turns away from the prop, that way tucks in. It doesn't hit, but I don't have linkages. I'm not that clever. I just have big blocks of wood, and it does work. So yeah, happy days. Simple. You can't go wrong, at least. Unlike everything else. But there, stick down the ESC, run the wiring, and ready to test.
And my camera ran out of memory, unfortunately, so the video isn't quite finished, but it's almost there. You get the idea. I'll just put some paint and stickers on it. And Mike's brought his along. We're covered up. We haven't actually seen these yet, although you have.
And mine is in a bin bag because it's actual trash.
Are we ready?
Go on, show me yours first. It's made of cardboard. Oh. Look at that. It looks like something out of Robot Wars. Okay, so you've gone for a pool prop, so you've broken tradition of airboat because the person would get macerated and fed to the alligators.
Yep.
Cool. Looks funky though.
Well, I did it red because red's faster, and I thought speed was important.
And then I've gone for the full airboat experience of making it massive.
Whoa, it's huge!
Look at that. So I've gone for the traditional setup of a push prop at the rear of the airboat, and yeah, a lot of space.
Wow, look at that. Let's grab the camera. Let's grab the camera. If I can get the camera out, hold it.
So we've got Maverick Quantum Flux running gear, because it's all I had spare, and a Proboat Aero Trooper prop, and a servo-mounted rudder.
What have you done to the prop?
It destroyed itself when it... The viewers would have already seen, but it did that, and then it flew off in my garage, and then it flew off in my garden, then it flew off on my face.
Oh, whoa.
So, yeah, the prop's a bit mangled. But yeah, I have no real skill, so it's just the size and width of an existing model, the model which uses this prop, and the rest is just guesswork. What about yours? I've not seen it.
Oh no, it's wood. Plywood top and bottom. Balsa wood on the sides. I've got a little hatch in there, just thought maybe keep the spray out. Battery, speed controller, servo, just stuff lying about. Little motor that I bought for something else that I put in this.
So you basically stuck the front of an aeroplane on a tray.
Yeah.
Cool.
And put a lid on it.
Job done.
With some warning stickers. I had to put these little struts on the side. This isn't in the video, actually, nor is the red paint, because it goes up to about where I tested it before these were on it, and that thing like wobbled left and right, so I put those on it. And then the batteries I was going to use are not available today because they're in that thing and they're stuck, and I can't get them out without breaking something, so I've used that battery.
Nice.
It makes it slightly more awkward getting this lid on, but it'll still work.
The size difference though.
I can park in it. It just genuinely fits in it. Like, you can have a ride.
Look at that. We go for double thrust.
So I think we need to find some dirt and water and grass and stuff and go and see what they do.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. So here we are. We found some water with some grass and stuff that's just perfect for little airboats.
Not so little airboats.
We've got a giant hound running around. Yes.
Maverick Quantum Flux powered airboat.
Go, Mike.
I've never even floated it. In fact, I've
No,
never
I've
even
not.
driven it longer than across the rug in my garage. So I guess.
Come here, Minnie.
Oh, there we go. Now it's in the water.
Right, calm down.
Oh, what? That's rapid. Hang on. I forget.
How do you know?
how easy is it?
Minnie.
It works.
It works. Do you want to hold her and the phone?
I'll try.
Minnie.
Millie, calm down. This isn't going to be a good video.
So she doesn't go right on her. Have you started from on it?
Yeah. Good. What? Yours is even more rapid.
Steer.
Millie. Millie! Oh, God. Ow, that hurt. The only worry I've got with my one is that the back dip's very low, and as soon as that goes underwater, it's just going to fill up, and that'll be it.
Yeah, it's wood, it'll float, it'll be fine.
Your one seems quick. I know,
That's
but
cool.
I can't afford to be
How
dumping
that?
batteries in the pond.
I
We're not
thought
going to be
I
able
had,
to use them together, though.
I thought I had like loads of mega steering, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
No, well, obviously they have zero steering outside of the throttle.
Ah.
Oh, a battery's come loose.
Right,
Right, I want to give it the beans. Right, I want to get over there, point it this way and give it the beans.
Millie!
Steering's difficult.
Yeah, I kind of thought this. Oh, don't get wet, dog.
Batteries come out, hang on. It's taking on water. We're taking on water. Ah. Come on, I want speed. Line it up. Speed. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh no, it's sunk. It's sunk. Okay, we definitely need higher sides because it just like digs in and then goes totally underwater. But big up to the Maverick electronics still working. And it's okay like that, bimbling along, right? No problem. And then you give it the beans and it like... It's okay all that like medium throttle stuff, but when you turn and it pitches in... There's a tree there.
If you push me in.
Hang on. I have got reverse, which is quite handy. So not only do I not know how to drive this, I'm trying to do a rescue mission. Oh dear.
Yes, definitely hit that tree a bit too hard. Wow. Well, that's my game over then.
SS Blue Peter tea tray is still going.
Lost a bit of spar. I've lost my handle for the hatch as well. Look.
Well then.
But I'm gonna say that is not a failure of the boat. That's a failure of my lack of ability to drive an airboat.
Yeah, and mine is just... Mine will work if I make the sides taller.
Yeah, so Mike's still working. Gets a bit of damp and there's some looseness, and hot glue and water never worked.
No, but it functions okay. It just, yeah, it needs a little bit...
That was cracking and quite quick, surprisingly fast. Really fast.
You just needed to look where it was going.
I just needed to not drive into a tree. Like there's one tree in the whole pond.
I'll have one more lap around.
And I managed to drive into it.
If you drive mine all casual, it's fine, it's lovely.
Yeah, because that's what you're good at, driving casually.
Yeah, right. Oh,